Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Gitanjali Dilip here from Salem, Tamil Nadu, India. And on with my poetry rendition from the same book, Plant Poetry of the Erkat Poetry Festival, Earth Being the Muse. And I love to show the cover page designed by Sufia Khatun, a lovely foreword by Reena Prasad, which I shall read one of these days, and a blurb by Dr. Ampat Koshi, which I read 2 days ago. And so I'm just opening the book and reading randomly whosever page comes, and here's my own soul scriber, Ashish Godia. We are the soul scribers, and we have been curating poetry festivals in Yerkad. Ashish Godia is the person who collaborated with me along with Sriram Sundar, late Sriram Sundar, and we three started the Soul Scriber Society and later joined by Pooja Mehta, Akash Sagar Chauhan, Aishwarya Shekhar. Aishwarya is no more into poetry, she says, so we let her go. But we are there, and this is our 6th year of curation, and we are also doing the Soul series. So without much ado, here I am with Ashish Godia. He has some really nice things to say. He's a very profound poet, and he is a real baron of ballads. So his poetry is very lyrical, ballad-like. There's a story behind everything. Deeply influenced by John Lennon and the Beatles, like me. He says, I believe we're all artists. We're all the dreams that we have. I believe there are no wrong answers and inspiration is everything. We are definitely the books we read, the music we listen to, the films we watch, and the people we meet. I believe man in himself carries the brightest light and the darkest corner. We are indeed every single second of every single day. So let the words run through my veins and ink poetry until the end. And then you will know who I am one day. Hopefully, the world will know my name. Ashish is a very creative guy, and he was my student, learning French from me. And one fine day he said, "Ma'am, it's so boring without poetry. Let's do something, and let's start a club or something like that for poetry." And we just, casually started it off, but it turned out great. And here are all the witnesses. I mean, like, these hold the real credibility of what we've been doing. I'm planning to read a few poems from all of our curations. His poem, Scarlet Snowflake Serenade. Inch by inch, as the sun comes up, riding the tide and lighting it up, a stream of gold amidst a series of sailors, fishes in its shores against their saviors. Seasons change, people are strange. We're everything we thought we'd never be. Why do we hate? You make your own fate in the adventure of this discovery. An idea then spiked in my brain. What if I just took a train, jumped off, hopped on, and got into a bus anywhere in the universe without a fuss, escaping on a summer day, starway, listening to a magical mermaid, mesmerizing me on my lost way, singing a scarlet snowflake serenade. Let me tell you, where we're going, embarking on a journey to a destination not knowing, back to when time began, a time when there was no before, on a quest to find the painter of this painting, the shells and pebbles on this shore, catching a flight of thought, chasing the creator of this grand design, to find a sight beyond the beautiful at the horizon, looking for the divine. Do we make our own destiny? Don't we decide our own fate? Isn't everything a mystery? What is life but a leap of faith? Searching through these spirits and space, the principle lost of cause and effect, looking for answers in alcohol, fools at the end of a cigarette. Breakfast for the soul. Is the sun rising from water? break on through to the other side, making our lives shorter? To balance the laws of nature, for every yin comes a yang, with every fire comes a flood, man for peace while shedding blood. Walking up a snowy mountain, never to look back again, with every joyful comes a sorrow, the world clearly misunderstood again. The struggle to survive, to keep calm and carry on, a world where trees come alive, close your eyes and dream on. Lessons in exchange for pain, rainbows and clouds having fun. Where's the storm without the rain? And the silver lining without the sun? Inch by inch, sinking in, marching on, a green parade. The sun and the colors, the sun sets and colors fade, lost for words and looking for shade. Shining on, you crazy diamond, unraveling a gorgeous masquerade, escaping on a summer day starway, playing with a hand grenade, sipping poetry of the galaxy's edge, singing a scarlet snowflake serenade. So much of, poetry coming from within Ashish Godia is reflected from what he has been listening to. This was about 6 years ago, so he was 6 years younger. And we all know how Pink Floyd, and such bands have affected our thinking. And you can see little sprinkles of the lyrics of certain songs of Floyd here and there. This is a beautiful odyssey that he has taken with his ballad through the earth and through the universe. And from wherever he was sitting and writing this, I totally enjoyed reading this, because when we were editing, we were giving more attention to the commas and the pauses, the alignment and everything. But now, as you read more and more, it's so beautiful. And I'm going to read a very short one of Aishwarya Shekhar, one of our former subscribers, and she was the reason I got into Facebook poetry. Without her, I would never have been able to meet the wonderful poets out there in the virtual world. She was the one who introduced me to Glory Sasikala of Glow Mag, where I met amazing poets and still am meeting more and more. Aishwarya Shekhar has been beautifully instrumental in my pursuit of poetry and my journey through poetry. Aishwarya Shekhar, searching about the self through practices that seem conducive to the naked eye, but weathers the spirit, believes in the unconditional love of a dog and no others, extends reality from books and tries to achieve vice versa, shuns from the isms but cannot escape the brackets cast, a bundle of contradictions in short. And she's lovely. Imagine the monotony if there weren't contradictions and paradoxes. She's written something called The Transit, very succinct and very profound. When you whisper your deepest desire into nature, it smiles. It taunts you and acts ignorant. It makes you forget your whisper and moves on with life. It keeps unraveling itself through disguises as you meander along with it, waiting for the opportune moment. It prepares you for that moment when you are unaware, yet completely prepared to embrace that wish and rejoice it without bias. She's literally expressing her introspection deep into her soul. Fussing over flitting butterflies kept one delayed along one's trail. It did not pause to pose, because you chose to gaze, oblivious of its beauty, attending to its duty. It kept flitting and flying, its life's journey from one flower to another, drinking nectar and acting pollinator, sometimes pausing by a leaf to rest its tired wings, so you could catch a glimpse and profile it before it decides to jinx. Sweet and quirky, the journey of a butterfly, a co-habitant of the earth, of which this beautiful poetry anthology was the Muse. Earth, the Muse. Look at the different channels where you could visit and how poets could express themselves, celebrating all the aspects of Mother Earth. With that, I would like to end today's session. One long poem by, a ballad especially, by Ashish Godia, one of our soul scribers, and one more by Aishwarya Shekhar. She was a soul scriber initially, but now she's on to teaching, and she's not here with us, so she's in another city. Not that we don't have virtual soul scribers, we do, and remotely they participate, but very, very happy to have read out their poems and rendered their poems. I am going to tag them. Aishwarya is not on Facebook, but she'll somehow get to know. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure reading poetry to you guys. Thank you, my friends on Facebook and Instagram, for being part of this wonderful journey of poetry renditions. And I hope to share more and more as the days go by.